Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Empower Hour with Empowered with Gina. Guess what we're going to talk about today? Style and fashion, probably our favorite topic. Why? Because it's life. Second, I'm not very good at it. So 3, we find the pro who is. Everyone, please meet Miss Bo Roses. Hi, friend.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy you're here. I've been so looking forward to talking to you. Well, I generally look forward to talking to you because I'm like, what do you think about this? What about this? Style and fashion. We're going to talk all about it. But the first question is 3 adjectives to describe yourself.
3 adjectives. 1, I would say dynamic, authentic, and visionary.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us, where did you grow up?
I grew up in San Diego. I always say made in Mexico, raised in San Diego, and self-made in LA.
Boop. Okay. Okay. Talk to me. What was your childhood like? Was education a big thing? Did you grow up around people in fashion industry? Like, who was the young Bo?
The young Bo, I was inspired by the novelas, the movies. I love fashion, and I always wanted to be a fashion designer.
From a young age?
From a young age. And that's where I would always go to swap meets and love styling anything that I got. I never went to a mall. So swap meet was like my store. Yeah. And I always loved styling.
Did you
everything
have
I wear.
Family that, I don't know, were into design, or was this just something always a part of you that you were attracted to?
It was just something that it was in my blood. My mom is the total opposite of me. She never liked dressing, no accessories, no makeup.
Wow.
And I'm such a girly girl.
Yeah.
So I probably got it from my grandmother. That's what my mom would say, but I never met her.
Yeah.
She died at a young age. So the opposite of my mom.
Sure.
Yeah.
So then you're growing up in San Diego. You're already tuned into fashion styles as a young girl. Novellas, I know they probably are still very persuasive because those ladies show up and show out.
Yes.
Hair, makeup, style. Wow. So what do you do? What was your education like?
I didn't go to school. I wanted to go to FIDM, but when my mom and I went to the orientation, we realized we just didn't have the resources or the money to pay for school. Mm-hmm. And when I moved to LA, I started doing personal styling. And after I got DACA, then I started styling in the entertainment business. Mm-hmm. So there was no school, which was something that really bothered me.
So just for people who don't know what FIDM is, and just I want to explain that more specifically, what you meant when you said that. You graduate high school, you didn't want to go to traditional college, but you wanted to go to FIDM, which is the Fashion Institute. What's the full name?
Fashion Designer Institute. Merchandise.
That's it. Fashion Institute Design and Merchandise. Something like that.
Something like that.
But do you go right after high school?
Or yes. Well, you can go anytime, but I definitely wanted to go right after high school. That was like my dream, just to have a college degree. Wow. And I was thinking of what would I be able to do without, that it didn't require a license. And fashion was one of them. But it was just too expensive.
So it was so lack of resource prevented you from pursuing FIDM, which in Los Angeles is like the premier fashion school. Yes. And if you want to get into design and fashion, that's ideally where you would go.
Of course.
So, okay, that door did not open for you. So what did you do instead?
So instead, I started doing personal styling.
How did you even start that? Because again, I'm thinking of the listener, the people out there who might be transitioning in their career, might be starting out in their career, might have a lifelong passion, and they're like, I'm going to quit tax and accounting. I want to be a stylist. That's my passion. How do you just say, oh, I'm a personal stylist? Like, how did you do that?
I started styling my friends, and then honestly, everything started word of mouth. So I started styling my friends. I still didn't have DACA when I first moved to LA. And I was just trying to find a job that I can do and get paid. Can I say that? Cash?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Under pay under the table. It's without not feeling like
you're talking to a lawyer. You're fine.
Feeling that I was doing something wrong, and that was like the best thing I can embrace with my talent, which was personal styling.
So word of mouth, you learned the power of that, which is so true. And I'm sure even today, word of mouth is...
That's been my whole career.
Unbelievable.
Word of mouth.
And that's how I met you. Word of mouth through
exactly.
Corisa, our friend.
Yes.
Hi, Corisa.
Hola, Corisa.
Okay, so power of word of mouth. So then you start doing personal styling, and then did you ever get like a traditional job where it's like 9 to 5 while you were doing personal styling?
In San Diego, I did. I did retail. I worked at a restaurant, sales, and those were my 9 to 5. It just didn't feel like me. And it was discouraging because it just, you just don't know. I felt like I didn't belong there. But because of my circumstances and my status, I just didn't know what was next for me until I moved to LA and I decided to be a personal stylist.
Okay, how many years ago was that?
When I moved out here, it's been over 10 years.
Okay. So then you moved to Los Angeles, and then now you've decided you're fully going to launch into personal styling.
Yes,
here.
When I first moved here, yes.
And then how did that go? Did that become like your sole income doing personal styling, or in Los Angeles? Because I know you're in the industry, the movie industry now. How did you break into that? Because that's notoriously difficult to do.
Yes, it is. So when I was styling for a few years, one of my clients is a producer, and they asked me, would you like to do music videos? Because they were producing, and I was like, oh my God, yes, but how? And that's where the opportunity came, and I had just gotten my DACA approved.
Oh my gosh.
So everything was timing.
Wow.
Yes. And that I remember they introduced me to the costume designer, wardrobe stylist, and that's how I started. I remember doing my first music video. And it was...
What was it? Can you say?
Which one was it? It was...
That's so cool.
Little John Little John music video. And, the wardrobe stylist was like, so what do you do? And I said, I'm a personal stylist. And she was like, it's very different doing personal and working in the industry. And I didn't understand what that meant until I did my first job. And it's, when you have the talent, you have the talent. But it's just everything that goes on in prepping for a music video, whether it's a music video, commercial, film. And I was very blessed that she was transitioning from music videos to film. So I got to learn both. And that's where the whole dynamic comes, because I pretty much can do anything.
Literally, because, and especially behind the camera work, like I was alluding to, it's notoriously difficult to even break in at any level in the entertainment industry here in Los Angeles. Yeah. And it just seems so interesting how it just worked out for you in a way. Yeah. Through a personal styling job, you were pursuing your passion. And then you seem to naturally grow with this producer friend or client, right? Was it with that person?
I did a few jobs the first year. I did, they hired me for a few jobs, and also with the costume designer. I worked with her for a whole year. And then after that, I pretty much went on my own. Wow. And that's where, the whole word of mouth came, and it's worked out so far.
Oh my gosh.
I'm very grateful.
Of course it has. Of course it's worked out. So today, what would you say, if somebody says, what do you do? What's your job?
What's my job? Well, I would consider myself an entrepreneur, wardrobe stylist, consultant, personal stylist, costume designer.
What does that mean? Because for me, I think costume, and again, you're talking to someone who does not understand this. I'm like, I love costumes. I love Halloween. That's what I'm hearing.
Right. Yes.
That's not what you do.
No. The difference.
I really mean it, because what does costume design mean?
No, and it's very true. Not too many people know. And even wardrobe stylists, there are not costume designers. A costume designer is a person that creates characters in film. So that's what a costume designer's title is. Oh. Wardrobe stylist, I would do, is more music videos, just anything to do with fashion and styling.
You just pick the outfits that the actor or person is going to wear.
For a costume designer.
Oh.
But for a wardrobe stylist, it's like styling you, styling a music video, a commercial.
Yeah.
And so there's a difference. It's two different worlds, and I'm able to do both.
Do you like one more than the other?
I love them both.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's like I don't have a favorite color. I don't have a favorite movie. I just love it all. Anything to do with work and just, I love it. I can't say I like one only.
It's so good. It's so good to hear someone that's in a position in their life pursuing what speaks to them. Like, what a privilege, right? Because so many people, as we know, get locked into these 9-to-5 jobs.
Yeah.
That's what they were supposed to do. They have the degrees, they have all the things, but they're miserable. And they're like, I wish I was a costume designer instead. I wish I was a personal, right? So anyways, just kudos to you, because that is part of the key to life. Okay, so now let me ask you, just kind of on a bigger level, what is your fashion and style inspiration? Like today, how do you get inspiration? I know.
I would say my culture. I get inspired by everyone. If I'm eating or if I'm at the movies, I'm at the airport, because I'm always telling a story, whether it's with film or it's personal styling or a commercial. I get inspired by everything: film, music, people's style, like street style.
So you'll just see bits and pieces of things.
And it just stays in my head. And if I see a pattern, a color, a book, magazines, anything, everything inspires me. There's not one thing that I would say, this is where I have to go or where I have to be. Even traveling has been everything, like older people, young, everything inspires me.
So then, which is interesting to me, because I just think of style and fashion. I think most people do. And there's like sophisticated style. There's fun style.
Yes.
That does not mean that to you. You're just like, style is to be created, period. Yes. Right?
Yeah. I mean, to me, I don't like to box myself or anyone that I style. I feel whatever feels comfortable. Obviously, we have to read the room. What am I styling you for? I need to know, right? And you know this, I love being reserved, conservative, and then I love being sexy. Yes. And I don't really care to be sporty, but I mean, sporty also looks really cute. It's just, I don't.
High heels.
Yeah, with high heels. I don't judge it. I'm okay with being different and not boxing yourself, and just whatever makes you feel confident. Yeah. I think that's what I would love to elevate with anything that I do.
So for a lot of people who don't, like me again, that don't naturally feel like we have just the creative eye or the style or whatever, what would you say, with all the people you've worked with, what are like maybe some of the top tips for people if they look in their closet after they've listened to this and they're like, I have nothing to wear, which, girl, you do. We have a lot of things in our closet, right? We might all have like 10 white t-shirts, but they're all the same or different. I don't know.
Most people...
tell me this part.
Most people have a good closet. There's just items that you just don't need. One important thing that has helped me anytime that I style someone personally is knowing their colors. What colors look good for your undertoned.
What if we don't know?
Well, I don't know. Hire me for that.
Okay, now you know.
Or I mean, you can look it up on in the internet.
What do you mean look it up?
Like, or with your makeup, for instance. Okay. Your makeup. Either you're cool, neutral,
okay.
or warm. And that's basically what you need to find out. So if your makeup usually is warm, and that's what looks good on you, because you're probably, your makeup artist told you look good and warm. So that's basically what would relate to your wardrobe.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that something? I thought it's more, what do you like? I guess it could be that, but there is truly something to certain colors complementing undertones of your actual 100%. Skin color. That to me is so insane, because I've never heard that and I've never understood that.
It's gonna save you money. You'll know what to get, and it's honestly helped me so much with anybody that I work with. There's sometimes you work with what you have,
Mm-hmm.
but if you can be intentional and just buy warm color items, then everything's always going to look good on you. So
Isn't that crazy?
there's no need to spend thousands of dollars on something just for the
Ever.
brand or just because it looks nice. Just because it looks nice doesn't mean it looks great on you. Or it might look great on you, but it's the item that we're going to focus on rather than you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. So then I also understand that you're now designing your own clothes because talk to me, how did that start happening?
I've always loved designing, reconstructing vintage pieces. And right now, everything that I do is just custom. So I haven't started my line. So
Yet?
everything is yet. And for any project that I'm able to design, I do it. I love it. It's
What does that mean
fun.
exactly? Like, tell me what's the process from start to
For
finish?
instance, let's say I work with an artist and we have a certain budget. And depending on what they're asking for, if the budget is there, because I do have the resources to design something, then I just do it instead of going to a designer store.
Really? So you actually create a custom piece.
Yes.
So that's what you mean. They're not paying you to go to like the store and find looks for them.
Yeah.
They're paying you to actually create a custom design. And do they work with you on this or do they just have you run with their concept?
Depends on the person
Okay.
and the artist. Some like to be very involved. I'll create a sketch, send it to them. They'll tell me whether they love it or they want to make some tweaks. And so it just depends. I love to collab with whoever I'm working with. So I'm open to if you want to change something or you think of something, then
Yeah.
we'll add it. Because to me, collaborating is very important.
So important. There's no competitor. There's only collaborators.
Yes.
You see, it's a mindset. Okay. Lastly, for people, again, listening, what would you advise are some staple pieces people should have, women should have, to just like when they're in that rush of the moment or I have nothing to wear. I'm going to a meeting. I'm going to a party. In your experience, what could you advise someone just that they should always consider?
I'm gonna be honest on this one.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends what you do. So if you're a lawyer, I'm not gonna say have like a matching sweatpant. It's not realistic. To me, it would be finding set pieces, and then we can just add shirts, blouses, tank top. If we're gonna, something that you can use daytime and then turn it into like a nighttime outfit. I think that's key. Like,
Yeah.
just invest in like 2 pieces that match, and then change the tops. And
versatility.
add heels, versatility, yes.
That's so important. And I love that you said, like, if you're a lawyer. So when we first started talking, you asked me, like, what was my inspiration? What was all those questions? And I had never really thought about it. I clearly don't dress like a traditional lawyer. I don't act or behave or have a business like a traditional lawyer. And I told you, I was like, I don't like the traditional power suit look. Remember I said that?
Yes.
I was just like, I don't even try to put me in one of those power suits where I'm trying to fit in to looking like corporate America. I just think it does such a disservice to women. Again, if that's your jam, good for you. It ain't for me. And it was interesting because you, instead of agreeing with me, you were just like, oh, I think that could actually be a cute look. And I'm like, could it? Well, obviously, once you put it together, this gray power suit that I refuse to wear, you just threw that thing together with a Zara top. Zara. Or like just, I forgot exactly what it was, but a top that I had. And I was like, I never would have even thought to do that. And you accessorized it and you put all the things together. My mind just didn't even see it. But that was a 2-set thing. And from that set, you made like 4 or 5 other looks.
Yes.
You're like, you could wear the blazer with jeans. You could wear the pants alone with these 4 different shirts. And my mind went poof.
Yeah.
I had not touched that suit in 2 years because I was like, I'm not going to wear that thing. What am I going to wear it for? I haven't stopped wearing it since.
I love it. I love to hear that. I feel like I understand where you're coming from. Like, I get it. You don't want to wear the power suit because that's probably what everybody else wears.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where
And
styling.
it goes to the higher conversation of patriarchy and all that stuff, which I'm like, no thanks, not today.
No gracias.
Not ever again. Bye.
But you have such great style. You love jewelry. So I feel like putting all those elements that are you, we're just elevating something that, it looks good. But, I didn't fight it because I'm like, maybe it doesn't look good. And it did look great. We have to put up the photo.
Yeah, we will put up the photo. You'll see. I look so good in it. But it's true. So that piece of advice is find a set and don't be scared you actually must insist on mixing it up.
Yes.
Wear the blazer with different pant, skirt, short, whatever. And vice versa for the pant. So, okay. I just do want to get to this because right before we started, she gave me this beautiful pouch, which is, I believe, your pilot design for an item you're working on selling.
Yes.
Tell me what's this for and why should everyone have one of these?
It's a little small
what's in
pouch where essentials. Just like you can travel with this, or just have it with you
Clothing
all the time.
essentials.
Clothing essentials, fashion. And these
I
are
never
things-
would have thought of that.
No?
What is that?
Well, this is because this is double-sided stick tape. And all costume designers, all stylists have this. My favorite, this is just a strip. And it's very strong. Usually when I work with someone, I use this a lot when I'm working on set. I ask them if they're sensitive because it's strong. Like nothing's gonna pop with these.
Right.
And
like, on the side, sometimes you can see too much cleavage. I'm like, okay, there's a time and a place.
Exactly.
Today ain't the place.
No, these are great. My favorites are literally the dots. So I'm giving you guys
dots.
I'm giving you guys my little secrets. Yeah, the dots are small, tiny, but they're also still very strong. So you put on the dot, you won't see it. And it's not gonna move.
Like on a shirt or something.
A shirt.
Like between fabric.
Sure. I mean, anything with fabric and...
Really?
Yeah.
I never have ever seen anything like that.
Yeah.
But it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and honestly, you're gonna run out and I'll get you more.
Yay. Which is so important because how many times have we been out, you guys, and that button won't button. You're like, if I could just pin it or stick it or whatever.
Stick it.
Stick it.
Yes, because
when I pin it, you see the pin, and I'm like, well, it is what it is.
It is
That's
what
I
it is.
say.
Yeah, no, but now you have these. You won't need the pins. And I mean, this
game changer
in the sense where for us, for this, if you have a podcast or you're doing a photo shoot, and this is why I added this for you because you do a lot of photo shoots and
like a model.
Yes. So these are great. Like you can see right now.
Oh yeah, show them. Just show them the secret. It's fine.
Okay.
You guys, you're getting some serious behind the scenes. Look at that. So when she arrived, it was just like flowy, so cute, standing up. But she told me this. She goes, when you're sitting down and you're on air, you're on a podcast, you want to be snatched. And yes, we do. Look at that.
Yeah. We do this all the time on set. The little things that you don't see behind.
The secrets.
And this makeup wipes are good if you instead of the bleach or white out ones, Clorox, the makeup wipes are great
on your clothes.
Because it breaks the oil. I feel like it's better. I don't know who told me this little secret, but it works.
Because I always get makeup on the collar right here. Because sometimes it'll.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it, and I hate when I'm talking to someone and I see their makeup here, and I'm like, God, do I tell them? Of course, I tell them, but
yeah, I hate that too. Also, another trick for that is spraying hairspray.
Where?
On the collar.
What?
So it doesn't stain. Yeah. Hairspray.
You're welcome. This is like gold. This is gold.
Yes. And then safety pins. We use this on set because they're black, so you don't see them if you're pinning something.
We do silver ones.
And they're strong. They're way stronger than the silver ones. Like
okay.
jeans, anything.
Okay. This is just so good because you have solved in that little pouch probably 90% of my outfit problems, or like the skirt or pant is a little too big or too tight. That pouch will help me.
Yes.
And no one would ever know.
No one would know. It's a little lifesaver.
Thank you. And you're working on creating these as a product, or tell me about this idea.
The idea is just creating little travel kit.
So people can reach out to you to buy these. You could just send them one.
Yeah, I'll send it.
You're welcome. You see that?
Yes.
Okay, Bo. Well, I mean, we can go on, and I'm so excited to continue working with you. Truly, like, you inspire me, and you allow me to feel safe in a creative space that I'm not comfortable in. And it's so interesting because I really don't feel comfortable. I'm very strong. I'm very capable, blah, blah, blah. I've not felt comfortable-ish, and I feel more insecure in that space. But with you, I feel very safe and like seen. And you don't make me feel like, no, that doesn't match. Why would you put that together?
Thank you. I'm honored. Honestly, I'm happy that I'm able to empower, someone like you.
Yeah, it's so good.
A very empowered woman. And it doesn't matter that we're different industries, but we're able to do that. And I'm so happy.
Oh my gosh, we're working together, just using our superpowers to uplift each other, which is what this is about. So everyone, I'm going to put in the caption how you can contact Bo, follow her. She's always doing incredible projects. Like, she hangs out with really cool people. I was like, that looks so cool. And just follow along and reach out for this because you will not be sorry. It's an investment.
Coming soon.
But just DM her and she'll figure out.
Yes.
So anyways, Bo, let's have you back and let's maybe do like a fun design session.
Yeah, let's do that. Maybe we can do the color theory on you.
Fine. That'll be next.
Yes.
That'll be next
Style
time.
you as well. Show them different outfits.
Fine. Let's do it.
I can be here every week.
Okay. Fine. Deal. Okay, guys. Well, anyways, follow Bo. We'll put the info beneath this. And we will see you next time in much better style and fashion.
Gracias.
Bye. Gracias.